If you've never worked on a cruise ship, let me tell you something people don't understand. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's survival. When you're performing on stage 6 nights a week, balancing rehearsals, safety drills, and constant movement beneath your feet, sleep becomes the only thing that keeps your body from collapsing. Which is exactly what almost happened to me. Not because of storms, not because of the sea, but because of one person, my roommate, Hannah. My name is Emily Carter. I've danced on ships for years, survived injuries, seasickness, and shows that ran long past midnight. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared me for the living nightmare that moved into my cabin 3 months ago. It started innocently. Before Hannah arrived, I had been sharing a tiny cabin with my best friend on the ship, Lydia, for almost a year. When contracts shifted, we were reassigned. I still remember standing on the dock that evening, a warm orange sunset spilling across the water. "You'll be fine," Lydia said, bumping my shoulder. "Maybe your new roommate will finally be normal." I laughed. "Please, I'm manifesting someone quiet, clean, and sane." "Keep dreaming," she teased. But as I walked into my cabin and saw Hannah sitting neatly on her bunk reading a book, I actually felt relieved. She looked peaceful, brown hair tucked behind her ears, glasses sliding down her nose, the kind of shy smile that makes you think, "Oh good, she won't be trouble." "Hi," she said softly. "I'm Hannah. I hope we get along." "We will," I said, genuinely believing it. If only I knew. The first night, everything seemed perfect until the lights went off. That's when the nightmare began. A monstrous, rattling, earth-shaking sound burst through the room. At first, I thought someone was dragging metal crates across the hallway. Then I heard choking, violent, gasping, terrifying. I shot upright in my bunk, heart pounding. "Hey, are you okay?" I whispered. She didn't hear me. She kept snoring and choking, a horrible rhythm of noise and strangled breaths. I barely slept 2 hours. By the third night, I had tried everything: earplugs, white noise, loud music, wrapping a pillow around my head. Nothing worked. Her snoring wasn't normal. It sounded like a chainsaw fighting an engine. And the choking terrified me every time. I told Lydia, who stared at me wide-eyed. "Are you serious? That bad?" "Worse," I said. "It sounds like she's dying and demolishing the cabin at the same time." "Talk to her," she urged. And so I did. One afternoon, Hannah was sitting on her bunk tying her shoes when I approached her gently. "Hey, can we talk about something?" She looked up with innocent eyes. "Sure." "You're snoring. It's really loud, like scary loud. I can't sleep." She blinked. "Oh, really?" "Yes," I said. "I've tried earplugs and headphones, but nothing helps. Do you think maybe you could talk to the medic? Maybe try nasal strips? Or maybe switch bunks so I'm not right above you?" Her face changed instantly, softness evaporating, irritation forming. "No," she said bluntly. "I'm fine. I sleep great." "I know," I said carefully, "but I don't." "That's not my fault," she replied. "I can't control how I sleep." "No, but you can try to help," I said. "I'm begging you. I haven't slept properly in days." She shrugged. "Well, I'm comfortable, and I'm not seeing a medic. It's not that serious." That sentence hit harder than she realized. "It is serious," I whispered. "Not to me," she replied coldly. And then she walked out. That night, I performed 2 shows back to back. My body was a mess, muscles trembling, head foggy, vision blurring at the edges. I remember standing behind the curtain between numbers, dizzy, gripping the wall so I wouldn't fall. "You okay?" Lydia asked. "No," I whispered. "I think I'm going to pass out." For a moment, I genuinely believed I might faint on stage. After the show, I stumbled back to the cabin, desperate for sleep. But as soon as Hannah fell asleep, The nightmare began again. The snoring was so violent, the metal frame of my bunk vibrated. I covered my ears. Tears slipped down my face. I couldn't take it anymore. At around 3 a.m., exhausted beyond logic, I climbed down and sat on the floor with my phone. And that's when I recorded it. Every gasp, every thunderous snore, every choking sound, not out of revenge, but out of proof. Because I knew she'd deny how bad it was. I didn't know then that the recording would become my greatest weapon. The next day was the breaking point. We had a mandatory safety drill at 8 a.m. I had slept maybe an hour. While standing in formation on the deck, the sun beating down on us, I felt my vision narrowing. The world tilted. Someone's voice sounded far away. "Emily, hey, Emily!" I woke up on the ground, Lydia shaking me, panic in her eyes. "You collapsed," she said. "You're not okay." Humiliation washed over me. Crew members stared. My manager looked furious, thinking I hadn't eaten or taken care of myself. But I just couldn't sleep. Because of one person. That collapse became my second shock moment. And it pushed me past the edge. That night, I made my decision. She said her snoring wasn't a problem. So, she could listen to it too. The opportunity came sooner than I expected. During my break between shows the next afternoon, I walked into the cabin. Hannah was lying on her bunk, scrolling through her phone. "Oh, good," she said. "I'm gonna take a nap." For the first time in weeks, I smiled. "Sure," I said lightly. She settled into her pillow. I pressed play. Her own snoring blasted through my speaker, raw, loud, horrifying. The exact sound that had been torturing me. She shut up like she'd been electrocuted. "What are you doing? Stop it!" I looked at her calmly. "Why? This is you. And you said it wasn't a big deal. Are you crazy? Turn it off." "No." She stared at me in shock, furious, humiliated, confused. She grabbed her shoes and stomped out. I didn't follow her. I didn't apologize. I didn't feel guilty. Not yet. For the next 3 days, every time she tried to sleep, I played her snoring back to her. There was one moment, one cliffhanger moment, where her hand hovered over my phone, and I thought she might snatch it and throw it across the room. But she didn't. She walked out every time, angry and defeated. I stayed calm, cold, quiet, calculated. Lydia kept warning me. "You're playing with fire," she whispered. "If management hears about this." "She left me no choice," I said. "I've begged her. I've talked to her. I collapsed from exhaustion." And she laughed. "She didn't laugh," Lydia said softly. "She might as well have." On the 4th day, I was summoned to the manager's office. As I walked there, my stomach twisted. What if I got written up? What if I got moved to a shared bunk room with strangers? What if I lost my contract? But then I remembered standing on that deck, collapsing from exhaustion, my body failing me. And I remembered Hannah's cold voice saying, "Not my problem." So I walked in with my head high. Hannah sat across from the manager, arms crossed, anger radiating from her. "She's harassing me, playing loud noises on purpose." "Sit," the manager said sharply. He turned to me. "Emily?" I told everything. Not dramatically, just honestly. The nights without sleep. The choking sounds. The medical concern. The collapse during the safety drill. The begging. The dismissal. The recording not as cruelty, but as proof. When I finished, the manager leaned back, silent. Then he turned slowly to Hannah. "Is this true?" he asked. She said nothing. "Hannah," he continued calmly, "you have a medical issue that is affecting your roommate's health and safety. You refused to cooperate. That is unacceptable." Her mouth fell open. "So you're taking her side?" I'm taking the side of fairness. That was the end. We were reassigned to new roommates immediately. My new roommate, Sophie, was everything Hannah wasn't: gentle, quiet, kind. She brought herbal teas, loved journaling, and even wore a sleep mask with little stars on it. The first night I slept in that cabin, I slept 10 straight hours. The next morning, I walked onto the deck to the sound of waves slapping against the hull. The sky was pink, the ocean calm. I felt alive again. Later, Lydia approached me with a mischievous smirk. "You're not gonna believe this," she said. "Hannah's new roommate snores even louder than she does." I froze. No way. She's losing her mind, complaining to everyone. For a moment, I almost felt bad. Almost. Then I remembered the nights I cried silently in my bunk. The collapse. The begging. The cold rejection. And suddenly, it didn't feel like revenge. It felt like balance. A quiet return of the energy she put out. Standing there on the upper deck, wind brushing past me, sunrise glowing on the horizon, I felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Peace. Because sometimes, karma doesn't come crashing in like a storm. Sometimes it arrives quietly, softly, like waves rolling against the ship. And in those moments you realize something important. When someone refuses to understand your pain, the universe has a way of making them feel it for you.